Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians Cast, episode 765. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Greetings and salutations. Glad you survived your Christmases.
That's right. So good morning, everyone. All right, this is really early for us usually, but, you know, it's the weekend, and I got stuff to do, and everybody else from, you know, I'm going to be going shopping, so like stuff today. So might even bump into a familiar job that you're linked with. But I have to say again how pleased I am and happy that I got my wish when it comes to Doctor Who on Christmas. I got to see things answered and explained and resolved. Like, a lot of people agree with me with the nonsense in the beginning of it, and then you get the part that you're at the last 15, 20 minutes, and it's like, all right, I would have liked to have that, the whole episode like that, but unfortunately, we don't get what we want half the times, but still, I'll take what we got. I will take the dialogue and everything, and the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes will change my outlook of the whole entire episode because I got what I wanted, and I'm happy that Doctor Who is going in the right direction of resolving plot points and story arcs that have been laid there for years. I'm sad in a way we'll probably not see River Song again.
Yeah, that was like a bittersweet. I was watching this, and it was like real bittersweet, like the same feeling I had at the end of the last Fast and Furious movie. Yes, it was a good ending, but see how the one guy drove off, and you knew the future of that. And then you see the whole sonic screwdriver, and then them seeing the singing towers. It's like, oh, God.
Right.
Oh.
Right. And the one thing that gets me with the feels is the fact that while he was 4,500,000,000 years in that confession dial, which you really don't have memories of that, other than knowing that he punched that thing, but he only has like, what, a day or a week of memories? So he's really, if you look in his eyes, you really can't see the billion years because he's just recreated. The thing that I enjoy is that those 24 years of pure happiness is more overwhelming than what he had to go through there. So that's like a thing to me where I really believe, and they make us believe, that for 24 years
River's going to be happy
with him, and that's her doctor, because what doctor gave 24 years of his life to spend with it, and he spends it with his wife, which, you know what, we're going to get a whole different type of doctor come series 10. We should be getting a happy doctor, more relaxed in his life now that he got to have a happily ever after with River. Probably sad that River's going, because that's the thing that should be the focus. Clara cannot be any focus going into series 10 because, one, he can't be upset with her if he can't really remember her. Like, he can't be upset that she's gone if you don't really remember her. But I tend to believe that all he has to do is go to the TARDIS databank, and that's it. And it was a inhibitor. Like, in other words, it was blocking his memories, not necessarily erasing his memories. So anytime he wants, being that his people developed that technology, he could recreate that technology in the TARDIS.
True.
And restore his memories of the event, which I believe he does, in my mind. Okay, because again, his people created that. He's smarter than his people because his whole race could not figure out how to survive the Time War, and he did. So, and he's done stuff with the TARDIS where they can't track it, or can't get it, or can't recall it, just like he did that to Clara's TARDIS. So he's smarter, okay? So I believe that he could recreate the nano inhibitor and make it where it restores his memory, because it's basically inhibiting him accessing that point.
It's similar to the fob wash.
Well, like a perception filter, correct. So I do believe that he just asked the computer who Clara Oswald is, and she shows him all the times he met her. Now, that's that point. So going to Series 10, he should be fresh from having 24 years of happiness with River. Okay? Now, keep in mind that those 24 years doesn't necessarily have to be on Beryllium, like the Singing Towers. He could be traveling with her, coming back, whatever. He could have had like 1,000 adventures with her.
Yep.
And they keep going back home to the Singing Towers of Beryllium.
Because she had made the comment that she had swiped the TARDIS numerous times in the episode, and he didn't even know. And that expression on his face, like, you did?
Well, the thing is, like, when she took it with the Pandorica, could she have done other things?
Yeah.
That's it. You know, so he doesn't really know. You know, it's like, okay, just like it's a thing with Clara. You know, Clara has the Diana TARDIS, whatever. So, again, Series 10, the Doctor needs to be completely comfortable in his skin, happy. He should not be dark. Series 10 should not be dark.
Like we mentioned in past episodes, the new season should be that like a fun, jovial type of season.
See, like when I not like I don't really like to throw my stuff into it, but when I wrote Sorrow Separation, my first book, right, and the title alone, everybody's like, oh, it's a sad one, whatever, right? And then I had the Sorrow Separation series. Right away, people, because of the title, are like, oh, we're gonna, you know, we don't want to be miserable. It's not like that. But I learned that eventually you go from writing something like that to going writing like happy. Like you go and you write, you know, your feelings. I'm happy. I'm writing happy. You know, he can't. The Doctor can't be like, oh, Clara, right? Because again, Moffat's got to have it. Okay, he's happy for 24 years, and here's Series 10. It can't be no. I can't get over Clara. No miserable. No darkness. Now, if they want to get right, if they want to get a little dark, okay, with Series 10. But the thing is that you can't
dwell on it.
You can't. Okay, and even Moffat's feelings, because when the writer's feelings get into the episode, you see part of his soul. And if Moffat's miserable, the episode's going to be miserable. If Moffat is like, you know, happy, the episode's going to be happy. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing is that when he writes it, I'm hoping that he doesn't put his own personal stuff in the episode where we get the I'm too old, I'm bleak, you know, I can't see it anymore, I'm this, I'm that, woe is me crap, I'm too old for this crap, you know, everything ends. You can't have that negativity.
That's going to bring the series down.
You bring the fans down, you bring the character down. Like, don't have the Doctor like everything ends. It should be everything doesn't have to end because I'm the Doctor and I'll figure it out. You know, even with Clara, you could basically go and say, okay, let me find out about the Shade and everything to do about the Shade. Who created the Shade, right? And then you find out the weaknesses of the Shade, where you could say, all right, I'm going to defeat it, or do something where if he was able to fake his death with the Tesselector, okay, he could do something where reverse the effects of the Shade.
Yeah.
With Clara, where the Time Lords are not watching TV all day of everything that happens, so they really don't know that, all right, they think she died, but they don't really watch because they don't even know who she is half the time either. So you die, whatever. They don't know. They only know what's written in the history books, which to them, they're going by a prophecy that he even said. Somebody can just make up a prophecy and you're found like a bunch of idiots. So you could fix the thing with Clara and that she goes back to Coal Hill or she finds Danny Pink or something. And it's the thing, you don't have to erase their memory. If you give her a reason to not want to risk her life, like if you give her Danny Pink or if she's pregnant, then she'll be putting someone else's life over her stuff. If Danny Pink is alive, she's going to be putting his wants over her wants. But ultimately, her wants is what he wants. So that's the whole thing they could do with Clara, or they could still do. Now, I really feel that we're going to have Jenna Louise Coleman return. People are probably going to think I'm crazy, but I'm honestly feeling that the negotiations are underway already. If Capaldi is going to leave,
she's going to come back.
She's going to be back for not one episode, probably 3 episodes or 2 episodes in her end. And you're going to see where everything is happy. Because here's the thing. If he's going to give it off to a showrunner, a new person,
he wants stuff to be closed out.
You got to close your thing out. You got to clean house, but you can't make it where it's all negative going into the regeneration. Because even though he regenerates, it's like not.
See this and wonder, is this all that it is? Because I think that's one of the reasons why the last Torchwood movie failed, is because newcomers saw Captain Jack and the one dude just going at it, and they may have felt like a little. They may have felt real.
And to throw the line in about the Doctor, it turns it into a rated NC-17 type of thing. So,
and then newcomers saw that episode and go, no, because I think that's what really killed the Torchwood thing.
It wasn't a normal Torchwood thing; it was totally different. So that's what it tried to be different, and it failed. You got to go into it where she's a part of the and here's the thing. If honestly, I was thinking about this and talking into my head after the show. If Moffat leaves, whether he gets along with Moffat or not, right? The new showrunner may want new blood, may want their own Doctor, okay? With the exception, of course, if somebody's on the show that wants Peter Capaldi. Like if Neil Gaiman was doing it, he'd probably want Peter Capaldi to stay, you know? The thing is that more than likely, if Moffat leaves, Capaldi's going to leave. So if Capaldi's going to leave, of course, regardless of this companion that they're going to have, which is probably a transistory companion, the companion probably won't join the new Doctor. We'll probably get the Jenna Louise Coleman returns as Clara. She's restored. Danny Pink is restored. There's a Missy 3-parter thing with the Nethersphere. Or you could have a thing where this is the way to solve it. She dies. Her consciousness immediately is uploaded into the Nethersphere.
Yeah.
She's with Danny Pink. And what he does is he gets his memories back at Clara. He's like, wait a minute. I'm so stupid. It doesn't matter that she's dead. Because the Nethersphere, I joked about it in before Under the Lake, can create bodies for you. So I'm going to go to the Nethersphere. So he goes at the TARDIS. He gets to the Nethersphere. He finds out she's in there with Danny Pink. And he pulls them out. And everybody in there, the people from Into the Dalek, from the Hair-Faced Man, all these people were in there because she had an overwhelming plan to do something else, you know? Figuring that if the Time Lords get him out of the way, she could take over everything. Maybe that was her plan. Mm-hmm. And the way Shilda talks about Missy, she talks her out in the present tense that she's still alive towards the end of time. Because she doesn't say the Master used to be. The Master is. The Master is a thing of chaos. So the Master and her obviously have met Missy. And she could be Missy's companion. I don't know. But the thing is that Missy could be planning this for this distraction where the Doctor has that confrontation with Time Lords, thinking that that will do him in, and then she has a whole army of all these people in that thing looking to take over the universe. Now, it ends where the Doctor defeats Missy. Missy regenerates probably, and he regenerates. And Clara is left okay in Cohill. Danny Pink, they have a child, and she can't travel anymore because she has a child. And perfect ending. She gets a whole new body because Missy uploads her to the Nethersphere because she needs Clara. Because Clara is intelligent and Clara sees where the Doctor is where she couldn't, and she may need her later. Mm-hmm. So she has her in the Nethersphere, and that's the way I see it.
I kept working on this even more. The whole notion of the Claire that we encountered at the end of the whole cloister race thing, that still utilize that at the same time. But the reason why she didn't have a pulse is because of she was a cloister wraith. The reason why the whole idea with the little gizmo didn't 100% work with the doctor is it was a cloister wraith, and that the current doctor or whoever the doctor is at the time starts recalling a conversation he has from a past doctor that they encountered the smuggler, let's say, and starts talking about all these rules have been being killed. He goes to that planet, and come to find out that doctor that he recalls the conversation from has encountered the cloister wraith that had replaced Clara, and because the cloister wraith's sort of, let's say, essence started coming out more and started even attacking me, that's why the Shielder leaves. And it's sort of maybe like a team up with those two doctors to battle the cloister wraith. Then the current doctor goes back to Gallifrey,
right,
rescues Clara, and then the whole thing with yours kicks in as well.
See, the thing is, I don't even know what the cloister wraiths are because they don't explain anything. So I'm like, I won't even go near there and even attempt to know what they are because I just don't know what they are. But I'm gonna say your idea is really cool. I'm gonna say in my mind that Clara and Danny Pink are in the Nethersphere.
Yeah.
And honestly, anybody doesn't think that's the case, that's fine. You get a different opinion, but I challenge you to prove otherwise, because technically, if she can pinpoint when he goes to Iraq or whatever and kills that kid and beams the kid into the Nethersphere and Danny Pink and millions of people, I'm pretty sure with about 99.9% certainty that Clara is in the Nethersphere. In fact, she may even do, you know what?
Ooh.
If you're my friend, I will prove my friendship to you. Here is your present, Clara Oswald in the Nethersphere. Thank you. And there you go.
Little countdown clock on the back of her neck or back of their necks. What if those things, when you see that little poof, what if that transported those people to the Nethersphere?
Right. They could all be in the Nethersphere. It could have been Missy created that whole rat thing.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, here's the thing. She wants to be friendship with the doctor. She's like, I want to be your friend again. He's like, no. She's like, all right, I will give you the ultimate prize. I will give you your memory back of Clara, and I will give you Clara. And she does that, and she asks him to help her with something, and then he can't help her because it means that it's going to mean like to take over the universe, and he has to turn on her because he's the doctor, you know. Honestly, Moffat, go with that. Go with the do a 3-part Utopia, Sound of Drums, Last of the Time Lord story-like type of 3-arc where Misty wants to control the universe and Gallifrey, and she was working with Gallifrey, but she betrayed them and everything because she worked with Rassilon. Do a thing where that's how you resolve the Clara thing because she's in the Nethersphere. And possibly he already thought that because he kept throwing hints. And we're wondering, why is he mentioning stuff in Under the Lake about the friggin' creating bodies for, you know, and this is the way Moffat does it. He puts little things.
Feel the fact that she's actually has her own plan.
And if she gets a new body, the shade killed the body already. So her spirit is different. Spirit's in a new body like Danny Pink, right? Danny Pink blew up. Okay, so his real body blew up, right? He's still alive. He's talking to her. So obviously he's in the Nethersphere. He doesn't need that body anymore. His consciousness, it could create new bodies. Even Missy said that she possibly created bodies, or that's how she, whatever, maybe regenerated or whatever, by just popping out new bodies, maybe. Like,
here we go. We're going to have Clara come back. Jenna Louise Coleman.
She's in the Nethersphere. She's in the Nethersphere.
I know, but still, here's the notion. That whole idea. You see a different person calling herself Clara and a different person calling themselves Danny. Two ideas here. First off, you see the two getting married, and at the end, you see the wedding photographer snap a picture, and he looks at, and as he's getting the picture developed, he's looking at it and it's just totally confused, like what, and you don't understand why at first. They pan around to the back to pretty much see the cameraman's point of view, the photographer.
Oh, it's like a they live type of thing?
Yeah, sort of they live type of thing. And then the picture is of actually Jenna Louise Coleman and the actor who played Danny.
Right.
So, boom, you've got your Claire, you got your Danny.
Oh, in other words, they're in a different body?
Yeah.
They don't look like each other, but it's actually them?
Yeah. Everybody else sees them as these different people.
Right.
But they've got their own
correct
them, but yet
I got you. So I'm pretty sure she'll be back for his regeneration if he decides to go.
Mm-hmm.
Which, keep in mind now, this may be a 2-year thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep in mind that Moffat may take 2 years to get a showrunner, so that means 2 more years of Capaldi. But honestly, that's what I feel is going to happen. As far as I'm concerned, Clara's in the Nethersphere, and you could say that's impossible. Not really, because if she could beam a falling android out from like the sky and then take someone into the thing, and if she could take someone into the Dalek and she could take all these people out of time when they die, she's got Clara as far as I'm concerned, because that's her perfect assistant, because she needs her to help her now.
I think it's still using the
thing,
notion that Clara with a Shelby could not be the genuine Clara, because that one's inside the Nethersphere.
I feel like with the Osgood thing, when she's made this thing about the smell,
yeah,
I was saying to myself,
that was
afterwards, after we saw the Zygon thing, whatever, and I'm like, why? That's the real Osgood in the Zygon thing, because she doesn't really say that the human smell, so she could probably be knowing that it's a Zygon and saying, whatever, She's like, oh, you don't want to travel with a Zygon. Go with the real thing. Yeah, so honestly, that's why I feel the real Osgood is with the Zygon there, Bonnie. And the Zygon died with Missy, which that's what I really believe. And Clara's in the Nethersphere with Danny Pink happily ever after. And there you go. And, fix it and show them. Because I'm pretty sure Moffat already thought of that already, because you already kind of thought. Now that you got to go back now and watch Series 9.
Yeah.
You can see the little hints that probably gives light to my theory that she's in the Nethersphere. So, pretty happy about that. So, other than that, guys, Doctor Who's over now for an undisclosed amount of time.
Yeah.
We are still going to continue with the Real Whovians cast as we've done the last time that there's been off the air. So we're not going anywhere, okay?
If push comes to shove, ladies and gentlemen, we'll resort doing Big Finish stuff.
We will talk about classic episodes. We would talk about the current series. We would talk about news. We'll have new members. We'll have old members. We will have new things in the show that will bring it and keep it alive, but you will see
generate properly.
You will see the Real Whovians cast 800. You will see the Real Whovians cast 900. You will definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, receive and see the Real Whovians cast 1,000 one day, and it could be in 2016, I'm sure. So maybe the 1,000th episode we'll be talking about Series 10. Because the way we do podcasts, we do like 4 a week or 5 a week or something. I mean, now I'm sure it's going to slow down now that Doctor Who's off the air, but we still have a lot of people's reactions that we need to capture. Like we need to get our director's reaction and producer, and all these new Real Whovians are going to be starting in the new year. And I just got word that we will be doing the Real Whovians cast tonight. So our producer will be on tonight. So there you go. We're going to have 766 tonight.
Well, I'll be off work at least around 9-ish, which will be 10 your time.
Okay.
I'm your friend, so. And I'm off tomorrow, and I'm off Sunday, so if anything's planned.
There you go. So we'll have part 3, part 4, 5, who knows. But anyway, enjoy your day.
Happy New Year, one of all. We want to see you.
New Year's coming. We got a lot of stuff planned for the new year. A lot of special things. We're going to even have our own specials for the Real Whovians cast. So stay tuned. Please subscribe, Matrixlord212, and be positive, be good, and take care. Bye for now.